Remember, a few months ago, we spoke with a heart doctor who says eating wheat is making millions of us sick. Dr. William Davis says a loaf of bread is just as addictive as crack.
Oh, no, say it ain't so. He's back. His diet book is called Wheat Belly, became a bestseller, and now he's written a follow-up, the Wheat Belly Cookbook. Dr. Davis, hello again, and welcome to you.
Well, thank you.
So I'm sitting here with a big old wheat belly. Very glad to see you. Wheat belly, cupcake belly, pizza belly. But listen, in the very first paragraph, you say this: like a faithful spouse exposed as a philanderer and polygamous, wheat is not to be trusted. Wow. What did wheat do to you, Dr. Davis?
Nasty stuff, huh?
Yes, yes.
Well, it's addictive. It's plain and simple. There's something in modern wheat called gliadin that was changed by the efforts of geneticists to change the properties of this plant, mostly to increase yield. But they also changed the properties on the people who consume this stuff. And the unintended effect, I don't think it was intentional, is that it increases appetite. So you can't help yourself. You have one bagel, you want more. And it increases your appetite for junk, not for salmon and asparagus, but for junk. So people can't help themselves. Like, they have incessant hunger, 400 to 800 calories more every day, 365 days a year.
So just to challenge you, the Mayo Clinic has said that wheat is an essential part of our diet, providing fiber, vitamin B, minerals. So how do you sort of square that with what's your recommendation and that what the Mayo Clinic says you need wheat as part of a healthy diet?
Absolute fiction. There's no human being on Earth who requires, in fact, if you look back through evolution, humans have walked the Earth for 2 million years. Only in the last 0.4% of our time on Earth have we actually consumed grains. And the grains we consumed in that brief period of time is not the stuff we're being sold. That is this 18-inch tall crop, high-yield semi-dwarf wheat from agribusiness.
So where do you get your fiber then?
Yes. Yes.
From real food. So it's a return to real single-ingredient foods like vegetables, nuts, seeds, olives, olive oil. There's plenty of nutrients. If we replace the lost calories of wheat with jelly beans and soft drinks, then we will lose fiber. But if we replace it with real single-ingredient healthy foods, there is no loss in fiber or nutrition.
But this goes against everything we've been taught. So I'm asking you, doctor, why should we believe you? Your charming personality and good looks? Or do you have something to back it up?
Well, again, I think what's driving this message is really, it's not my personality or good looks. It is the incredible success of the people doing it. You know, when you see people lose 130 pounds in a month, not by cutting
out wheat.
Yes. Dramatic reductions in appetite. Diabetics becoming non-diabetic, getting off insulin 3 drugs. People with acid reflux for years, asthma, rheumatoid arthritis, autoimmune diseases, getting a substantial relief, joint pains. In other words, we're seeing not just, people say it's a diet. It's not a diet. It's an articulation of a problem that has been created by the research in genetics and agribusiness, and the unwitting humans who consume this stuff and the effects on us. When you take it out, I call it a 2 + 2 = 11 effect. You get far more than you expected.
Can I just, my personal view is I don't like diets where people say, you can't do this, these absolute diets, because I think they sort of, it ignores the message that exercise is important and that moderation is important. And yes, we should probably eat less bread and more fruits and vegetables. So what about that? I mean, this absolute can't eat wheat rule. I mean, isn't that kind of the wrong message when you're trying to send about dieting, about moderation?
Well, I'll say it differently. I say moderation kills. Because when I see people do this, they can't do it just a little bit. It's like telling an alcoholic, listen, John, how about you cut back from a fifth a day to a couple of shots a day? You can't, because this thing has an effect on the opiate receptors of the human brain, and people find it virtually impossible to cut back. But if you do cut back, then you, on the other end of the process, you find yourself freed from the appetite stimulation, the mind fog, the behavioral problems, the learning impairment in children, the paranoia, anxiety some people experience from this.
But you are saying there's a way to eat. Listen, in your cookbook, you've got a recipe for cheddar cheese biscuits, fettuccine alfredo, meatloaf. So, I mean, it sounds good. So you're thinking there's a way to do it that you can eliminate wheat and it's not a hassle to do it?
Absolutely. There's a bit of a hassle, perhaps. You have to cook it yourself.
I was going to say, it sounded like a hassle just reading it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So we're going to use no wheat. We're not going to use what I call gluten-free junk carbohydrates, because those things are not much better.
And the taste is how, doctor? The taste?
Delicious. I've had bread, pizza, and cakes this past week that my wife or I made, and they were delicious.
Yeah, I didn't expect you to say, no, it's terrible, it's an acquired taste. But really, it's a new way of thinking. The name of your book, Wheat Belly Cookbook. Dr. Davis, we thank you.